You are listening to the Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome, everyone. It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. Tech Tuesdays, focusing on web dev today. And we've all been there, right? Firing up a new project, writing that clean code feels great. But then, oh boy, you open up an existing code base, maybe even your own from like 6 months back. Suddenly feels less like building, more like digging for clues, trying to map out the logic, the dependencies, what actually happens when you change one little thing. That's the real work. So today, we're going to cut through some of that. We'll look at practical fixes, dig into some design thinking, and yeah, cover some cool new tools you'll want to check out. Okay, let's unpack this one. What's our mission today? Well, first up, this idea. Writing code is easy. Reading it isn't. I mean, it really resonates. When you're debugging or trying to add a feature, it's not really about typing speed, is it? It's about building that mental picture of the whole system. How the parts connect, the knock-on effects, that map in your head, that's everything.
It absolutely is. And what's truly insightful here, I think, is how focusing on reading code carefully, like really slowly, helps you build better stuff from the get-go. You're not just finding bugs later, you're kind of preventing them by understanding the interactions up front, which brings us nicely to a classic headache, distributed task queues. Jeremy Edberg talked about this from his time at Reddit, like 15 years wrestling with it. Traditional queues, RabbitMQ and the like, they scale well, sure, but they can be, well, fragile. Things go wrong, network blips, server restarts, and poof, tasks can just vanish. Unrecoverable loss, not good. So the sort of better approach he landed on, durable queues. Basically, checkpointing the task status somewhere persistent, like a Postgres database. It's not just a tweak, it's a real shift. If something crashes, the system knows exactly where to restart that job. No data lost. Resilience by design.
Yeah, moving from hope it works to guaranteed it works, basically. A lesson learned the hard way for many, I suspect. Okay, so from robust backends, let's pivot a bit. Let's talk front-end prettiness. Specifically, getting those really smooth, nice-looking color transitions in CSS. Instinct might say, just animate the RGB values, but often it looks kind of washed out, right? Grayish in the middle.
Exactly. That dullness happens because browsers just draw a straight line between RGB values, often cutting through the less saturated middle of the color space. A much better way, often more performant too, is using CSS filters, specifically hue rotate. Instead of messing with RGB channels, you're basically spinning the color wheel. It keeps the brightness, the intensity, just changes the shade. Way more vibrant. And, if we connect this elegance back to the bigger picture, it touches on this really interesting debate, this principle, make invalid states unrepresentable. Is it maybe harmful sometimes? I mean, the goal is solid, right? Eliminate impossible situations, make software robust, think state machines, strict foreign keys. But if you make the rules too rigid, you can paint yourself into a corner. Real-world stuff gets messy, edge cases pop up, schemas need to change. Sometimes that strictness makes the system brittle, not robust, because it can't handle the unexpected. It's finding that balance.
That's a great point. Robustness versus maybe adaptability. Handling real-world messiness gracefully. Okay, before we wrap this segment of the Vocal Technologist, let's do some quick hits. Some cool tools that popped onto our radar. First, Hero UI. It's a React UI library built on Tailwind CSS. People are liking its accessibility focus, it's themable, got automatic dark mode, works with React server components.
Oh yeah, the server component compatibility is huge for performance.
Yeah.
Less JavaScript on the client.
Right. And it has something like 210 plus templates to get you started. Next, Jazz. It's an open source alternative to things like Canva. Privacy focus, the cool part, runs totally locally on your machine.
Meaning your data, your prompts, they never leave your computer. You generate images, videos right there.
Yeah, and it has this infinite canvas thing for storyboarding. Neat. Right. And lastly, for the note takers, the digital gardeners out there, Quartz. Free static site generator takes your notes, especially from Obsidian, and turns them into a nice-looking, navigable website.
Kind of turning your personal knowledge base public, if you want.
So what does this all mean? We've covered a lot, huh? From the trenches of reading code to making backends tougher with durable queues, getting slip color shifts with hue rotate, questioning design rules, and checking out new tools. Hopefully, you've picked up a richer view of web development, the tech, the visuals, the philosophy, ready for your next challenge.
And maybe it leaves us with this thought, this important question, really. As developers, how do we best balance that desire for elegant, perfect, constrained systems with the fact that the real world we build for is inherently messy, constantly changing, and, well, needs flexibility?
Something to chew on for sure. Thanks for joining us today, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
Spoken Tech for your ears.